Hello everyone. Yeah, today I'm here to introduce our view about the decentralized society, and I will show that what we can provide for the decentralized society right now. The topic is about the database, the trust network for decentralized society. And right now, when we're trying to find something in this industry, we know that something like the Ethereum is a smart contract platform. It's just a code-based trust network for developers. What's the meaning of the code-based trust network for developers? It means that, okay, in this network, all of the developers can try to write their own business to a smart contract, and the smart contract will be open on the blockchain. So we are also able to read it as a third-party developer. I'm able to read it, so I will know the business model of other developers. And after that, it will be really easy for me to understand your company's business model. So it will be really easy for us to build the trust between us. So after this, that's why I think all of those DeFi protocols will be widely integrated with each other, because it's really easy for other developers to read like some Uniswap smart contract or MakerDAO smart contract or Aave smart contract, so they can easily integrate the smart contract in their own smart contract, and all of those will be worked. And also for a DeBank team, we have integrated nearly 1,000 and more DeFi protocols on our portfolio tracker. Why we can do that is just because our engineers are able to read all of those smart contract blockchain. So it's really easy for us to trust them without any communication. We can just read their smart contract and we know that, okay, they do the things good. Then we will try to integrate them. So that's why I think the smart contract platform is a really a good code-based trust network for developers. But it's only for developers. Because in the next I will talk about, for the general user, I don't think they are able to read the smart contracts. You can say that maybe for the Uniswap, right? Maybe for a general user, when I'm trying to trust the Uniswap, what should I do? To be honestly, I don't know the meaning of all those smart contracts written by the Uniswap team. So what I should do, I can't just read the smart contract directly. So I'm not able to directly to trust the developers by only reading it. So that's why I think we also need a database trust network to connect the user and the developers. In these cases, I will show that, okay, developers also read their own smart contracts, but for the general user, they can't read it. So what should we do? I think we just need a translator to help the general user to translate it, right? That's why our team will focus on to analyze all those smart contracts on the blockchain, and then we will know the business model, we will know the logic of all the smart contracts, and after that we can generate enough information, enough knowledge, enough data for our general user to use it. So our general user will be able to understand, okay, what will be happen after I send some transaction? What will be happen after I do something? So it's just like, I think it's just like the lawyer in the traditional world. So I mean, when we're trying to do business with some service provider, they always propose some contract for us, right? So as a general user, I also don't know the meaning of those words on the contract, but we have the lawyer. The lawyer will help us to translate it, to let me know, okay, what should I do and what the service is provided. And after that, as a general user, we are able to know all the business model, all the logic, what will be the service be. So it's how the trust works. So that's why we're trying to build the translator here. And I will show some example here. it's a screenshot of the Ruby extension wallet. It's when the user in the left side it's a screenshot about when the user trying to do some to buy some NFT on the OpenSea. You can see here, okay, we will list enough information to tell you, okay, right now you are trying to interact with the OpenSea, and the action is called blah, blah, blah. And then we will show that, okay, if you send this transaction, you will transfer maybe 12 or more Ethereum to this smart contract. And what you will get back is 2 NFT you will be received for your own account. So that's why we call it the translator, because when we're trying to send a transaction, we know that all of the information in the transaction is just raw data. Users are not able to read it. But if we are able to understand the business model of every smart contract, then we can be the translator for the help user to understand it. We just do this on our extension wallet as this. And the right side is another example. It may be a scam website, I think. When user trying to interact on a scam website, this website won't tell user what will be happen, really, right? So in these cases, user will find that, okay, if they send the transaction, they will lose 6 NFT because the smart contract just want to transfer their the user's NFT to their own accounts. So it will be give user a warning about that, okay, maybe this website is just a scam website. I think the user shouldn't send the transaction. That's an example for help user to translate the information when they trying to send some transaction. And also, we know that a lot of service provider, their service will be continually serviced. We need to verify and monitor whether they have provided the same service as they promised on their website. So that's why we also trying to help users to track and monitor services after they send a transaction. I mean, it's a portfolio tracker. After user deposit their token into like some Uniswap or some Aave, they will know that, okay, I will got some reward, maybe the token of Aave, maybe the token of Uni, but do they really do the service as they promised on the website? I'm not sure. So I need someone to help me to track and monitor the services they provided. It may be some scam website. Okay, after I deposit into the smart contract, maybe 1 day later, 2 days later, they will stolen my token and my token will be missed. So it will be really helpful for help user to track and monitor all the service, also after send the transaction. So after we provided all those services, we found that, okay, we really can help user to easily understand and to trust the developers, but it's not enough, because if you really want to connect the user to the trust network, you cannot only provide the service to help user to trust developers, you also need to provide the service to help user to be trusted. So that's why we're trying to find the problem here. I think user also need to be trusted in the Web3 society. So how can we do that? Maybe you will think about something like Web3 credential or on-chain credential or some DID solution. But here, we want to introduce you about the Web3 profile. We think a Web3 profile is a more native way to help user to be trusted instead of just, okay, maybe use an Oracle to help your passport information to be stored on the blockchain. I think maybe that works, but the Web3 profile will be more native. So how the Web3 profile to prove themselves? It's really easy, because user right now in the Web3 world, we will have a lot of states, a lot of information, maybe on the blockchain, maybe on the public internet. If you talk about the on-chain states for the user, I mean that, okay, it's how much token user have, how much NFT user have. It's all of those is about the on-chain state for the user Web3 accounts. It will be really helpful for the user to be trusted by another guys, maybe by a developer, maybe by another users. And also, user will send a lot of transaction on the blockchain and publish it on the blockchain. All those information, which we think is just a sunbound activity. I think it's just, we can call it a sunbound activity because this information cannot be transferable, cannot be transferred to another's Web3 account. It's only related to your to the user's own account. So it's sunbound activities, we call it. And also, user will trying to send some text. Maybe the on-chain transaction is really expensive right now. So right now, we can see that a lot of Web3 applications, they provide something like, okay, you can just send some text, and you just post this text to my application's backend, and so I will know that, okay, right now is who is interactive with my application, and what action you want to do. Maybe this off-chain and on-chain service balance, I think in the future will be much better because on-chain transaction is always expensive. And all of those information, we combine it and provide it in a Web3 profile. Because some of them is about your portfolio, and some of this is about your Web3 activity or Web3 history. And all of those Web3 profile will be really helpful for another guy to trust you. So I will just show some example. Oh, this doesn't matter. Yeah, human-readable Web3 profile can help user to gain trust. Here is the example of our website. You can see here, okay, we will show that, okay, how much asset this user have in all those Ethereum compatible blockchains. Right now, we support like 35 or 34 Ethereum compatible chain. It means that because the Web3 account is compatible in every Ethereum compatible chain, so every transaction happened on the account, you can just aggregate them as one user. So that's why we will do this for the Ethereum compatible only chains in our products. And you can see not only the total value of the user's assets, you can also see which chains he have interacted with and how much value he have saved in those chains. And also we support the NFT assets or something like, okay, is this user have ever posted any article on the Mirror? He is the Mirror author. All those information will be really helpful to help another guy, another user, to trust this Web3 profile. And last, I think another problem for the trust is about user can just see our product. Okay, after I see this product, I will know, okay, this guy is really active on the blockchain. So I will follow him. You can see, okay, this guy has 3,000 followers, and all the TVF is about $45 million. Because I trust him, I like to follow him. A lot of users want to follow him. Then it will become a big trust machine for help user to gain trust on the Web3 world. But it not works for the developers because we know that, okay, developers always use the API to interactive, and we have the smart contract. But all of those data is just off-chain data, right? We collect the on-chain data at our backend, but after we process it, all of those data is just calculated at our own backend. It's not on-chain data. So what should we do if we want to provide the service for the developers? I think it's really easy. you can say that, okay, as a user, they have their own Web3 profile. Okay, I think as a developer, we can just try to snapshot all the Web3 users' profile at maybe one block, and then we will have some rules to filter them. Okay, maybe some guys you think he's worth your airdrop or not, right? And some guys you don't like him. And after you do this, you can just have a whitelist, and you will push the whitelist on the blockchain. So it will be really easy for your smart contract to read all the information to verify if a user is on your whitelist or not. And after that, you can do your own business logic. You want to airdrop to him. You want to show some. You want to give him some credit. Everything you can do based on this logic. And for this infrastructure, we have also opened all our Web3 profiles at our Open API. We built the Open API of Web3 profile for developers. Right now, we provide two services. One is the real-time API. It means that, okay, you can request everyone's Web3 profile in the real time. Maybe it's just less than 5 seconds or 10 seconds. We will get all of those Ethereum-compatible chains activity at our backend and provide the API to you. And we also provide the data snapshot service. It means that, okay, if you really want like millions of Web3 users data portfolio snapshots, we can do this service for you every day, and we will push this data to your backend. Yeah, that's all the service we provide right now. So after that, we think all the problem for the users. The first problem we've served is about how can user to trust developer. And the second problem is about how can user to trust another user. And the last problem is about how can the user be trusted by developers. And we think after solve all those problems, we can see a overall trust network is really for the user and also the developers. Finally, provide some resource for you. It's all the information about our service, DeBank, Rabi, and our Open API. And at last, there are also my personal email and Telegram. If you want to talk with me, feel free to add him. Okay.
Any questions for Hongbo?
Hey, thank you for your presentation. A quick question for you. Have you already seen some interesting API integrations from anyone, and like what would be the use cases which are most fascinating?
You mean use case? Okay, good. Yeah, like Coinbase, they have their own extension wallets, and they also want to show the user, okay, how much assets you have in Maker, in Uniswap. So they have integrated our API to help their user to track their own portfolio. Yeah, they like Coinbase. And also for consensus, they have I remember have a MetaMask institution, maybe for the institution side. They also want to provide the same service for their clients. Their clients maybe want something like, okay, how much money I have today and how much, and what is the portfolio like yesterday. So right now we also provide something like the portfolio history for the MMI side. And the other side, like the trading firm, Jump, they do a lot of trading, but they also want to know, okay, how the token is on the blockchain, how the Web3 profile looks like, how much users have this token. So they also use our service as their backend. And also Ethereum, M token, a lot of other wallets have integrated our service. Yeah, I think most of them, yeah.
Thanks for that. Really interesting. I'm wondering on the kind of understanding transactions. How do you guys do that in the backend? Is it basically hard-coded and parsed, or do you do some automatic parsing of these smart contracts?
You mean to analyze all the smart contracts? Oh, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, we do it for 4 years. I need to say, okay, at first, we need to do it manually. We need to manually to read every smart contract, right? After that, we will have a pattern. Every smart contract have their own business logic, right? We will have some pattern, maybe a pattern for AMM, maybe a pattern for the learning protocols, right? So after that, when the DeFi summer coming, there are a lot of Uniswap forks. We're just trying to compare the source code with our pattern. If we found a match, then it will be automatically to be integrated on our backend. So, I mean, right now, we don't see too much innovation in this industry, right? So most of the DeFi protocols right now, I think we are just automatically integrate on our backend, yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Hongbo. Thanks.